must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from Nairobi in the Republic of Kenya, the headquarters of Political Command Center, away from the general headquarters where we have our headquarters. Miriam Ogutu, good morning.
Very good morning to you, Doctor, and a good morning to our viewers.
Thank you very much. Way back again down in Nairobi, in Kenya, we have none other than Professor Gerard Onyari, the chaplain, a conflict resolution expert, our in-house analyst, makes the final decision on some of the topics and prays for us to march forward. You remain a Zulu of an African. Are you a Zulu? I'm an African. And Ugandan, I am an African. So when they start chasing everybody, I will first say, I am an African. That was the story at 5 a.m. this morning. Now let's go back to Miriam to direct us this morning on Kenya today. Just hammer points only. Tell us the figures, ask us the questions. We come to this thing. There is something very important today that our viewers should understand. Health and safety regulations in Nairobi. I think this topic fits given the explosion that took place in Beirut. We are building petrol stations everywhere. Do you not see that everybody is building a petrol station? Who is governing the regulations of building petrol stations in the residential areas? Have you not seen the danger we have? If truly, as we speak, which I don't believe, because for me, as a person who has been in Beirut, Lebanon, I don't believe that this was just something. I know. I have looked at the speeches of Nazara Haji, the chief of Hezbollah, Nazaria, sorry. She has saying the same thing about ammonium nitrate in Haifa, in Capernaum, the port of Capernaum where Jesus fed people. I think that's what he has been looking for to eat, because it's very important for the Christians, where food was magnified into 12, from 12 pieces to thousands and thousands of baskets, wine and everybody to drink and eat and relax and merry. Thank you very much. Miriam, I am Dr. Matsanga from the Political Command Center, away from Nairobi. Thank you very much. Back to you in Nairobi.
All right,
God bless.
Thank you so much, Doc, for that introduction. Before we get into the headlines and the topic of today, which Dr. has said there, health and safety regulations in Kenya after the Beirut explosions that happened the other day. But first, let's get the latest in terms of the COVID-19 statistics in the country and in Africa. We see in Kenya, the confirmed cases stands at 23,873. 391 people have died. Recovery rate now stands at 9,930. And in Uganda, which it appears, the infection there has slowed down right now, as at 1,213 cases, 5 people have died. Recovery rate is 1,102. And in South Africa, confirmed cases 529,877. The death toll is 9,298, and recovery is 377,266. And Burundi 395. Also, there the cases have not gone up really much. And let's look at the total cases in Africa this morning at 978,589, or rather, yes. And the number of deaths in Africa stands at 21,639, and the recoveries right now stands at 652,242. So, Doctor, we are nearing that 1 million mark there in terms of the confirmed cases in the continent, and definitely Kenya, the figures there keep going up.
Thank you very much, Miriam. One of the things that is annoying me is diversion of COVID money meant for COVID to be bought by governors. They are using it for, Mr. President, they are using the money for something else. This morning, there were so many complaints over TV. We are your watchdog, and we look at the things and bring it to your attention. COVID money, COVID kitty should remain COVID. If you have 154 million like any Nyeri, use it for only. I saw the senator of Nyeri, not senator of Nyeri, but the speaker of Nyeri. My friend was on it this morning, saying some of the governors are misusing the COVID-19 kitty, the money that has been given to buy again food, to buy things that are not necessary. Get this money to buy beds, to buy bed sheets, to buy PPEs, to buy, if possible, ventilators, in preparation for an outbreak. That is one point that I wanted to make today on this question of COVID-19. Of course, we emphasize the point of washing hands, safe distance, social distancing, wear your mask, stay at home if possible. If you have to visit, check whether you want to visit the place. If you want to eat whether you want to eat in that place. Don't drink, don't break the curfew. Yes, don't kula nyama usiku, uende na nyama, bado osha mikono. You go and infect your children, you infect your wife, you infect everybody. Wachana. Yes, that's it. That's what we can do, Professor.
Yeah, we have pronounced ourselves on this matter of COVID-19. And as the Bukusu people say, that the hyena one day was making noise to a stone. And the hyena knows that very well the stone doesn't hear.
Prof.
But the hyena said that I have told you.
Prof.
We have told Kenyans.
Sorry, I'm interfering. I would want for you to adjust the headroom just a little bit for a proper talk.
Yeah, we are saying that we have pronounced ourselves on this matter of COVID-19. And I was saying that the Bukusu have got to say that the hyena one day was talking to the stone. And the hyena knows very well the stone doesn't hear. But it says, I know you don't hear, but I have told you. We have told Kenyans, even if they don't hear, we have told them that corona kills, corona is dangerous, corruption kills a nation, corruption is a cancer. Don't, for heaven's sake, take all the money if you are such a corrupt person, but spare money for coronavirus. Because people will die. And their blood will be on those governors and those people responsible. My fellow Kenyans, let us try to change our behavior. That is where our salvation is. If our leaders who are given money, they are not buying equipment for the health workers, they are not preparing for the pandemic, it is only behavior change, and our God will save us.
And Doctor, the issue there that Professor Doctor has brought in about how much this misuse of COVID-19 kit money has been happening in the counties, and we've seen it, and we've talked about it here before. Perhaps should it be controlled? From the national government. I know even in the Ministry of Health itself, there has been, cases where, there has been some misuse of these monies and the cartels and all that. But perhaps this COVID-19 kitting, if it's the bed, can the national government be the ones providing, so that the counties say what is it that they want in terms of preparations and taking care of the COVID-19 cases in their counties, and then the national government, if it's beds, buys those beds and provides them. If it's gloves or mask or whatever it is, they do that, because now if the monies are taken to the counties and they're being misused, should we now have the national government control it? At least we have a center point where we are able to account. So if anything goes wrong, we know where to point the fingers at.
Yes. I think there's, even if you see investigations into these allegations, instead of conspiracy theories, let's have the investigations conducted out. Let's not rely on the newspapers, which could publish falsehood because they hate Uhuru Kenyatta or they hate so and so. Let's wait for the ESCC to tell us who is taking the money. For speculations of who has taken or who has not, let's leave that in our bedrooms and speculate from there. But once the EAC gives us the document, then now we go and hammer these people. Like the EAC gave us the document on Cameroon and Emerald. Damn, we went for the guys. We don't care. You can even insult us. You said 21 billion. How did you know? It is 70 billion. Now the money is even completely gone. Kenyans have forgotten about it. Everybody is talking about 2021, 2022, 2023. It's due. What? With Corona, you don't know whether you'll reach there. Let's have the money here first. Leave the money here. So speculations can also bring conflicts. You look at, I am telling you, part of Kenya's difficulties today are structural obstacles fueled by structural conflicts that are arising. Even in this big revenue allocation, Miriam gives east or west. Well, it is structure. You have selected the CRA. Once the CRA gives you a formula, why do you want to fight again? Then why did you put the CRA?
Disband it then.
Why? Structural challenges. I've said this, you know how many, the things, Professor, you have been there when I've been saying this from 2009. I said what will kill Kenya is a lack of redemption strategy, structural obstacles, challenges, duplicity. Duplicity. The governor is given money, then he goes to buy flowers. Corona doesn't want to smell flowers. Corona wants to smell water. I don't mind if a governor is drilling so many boreholes and they take him to court. We shall come and remove him. Because that was a good thing. Borehole is longer lasting. But if you are going to buy loaves, you vote to have a loaf. How many of you vote to have a half loaf? Yeah, how many? Miriam, you don't vote for half loaf. The one watching, they call in Kisumu buffalo. Our place, we call it buffalo mukati kukali. You don't vote for, and I don't know Malindi, you call it what in your Malindi? Buffalo. We used to call it buffalo. Jordan the buffalo humaduha. Kenja bring buffalo for me. Don't nobody votes for half a buffalo here. Show me one person who goes to voting to get their half. And there is something that I want the professor to tell me today. Did we create a class? Who created a class struggle? Who? We are only equal before God.
Yes.
Not equal on earth. Don't tell stories. Finish. We are only equal. There is no world which is equal. There is a world which is balanced. What the northern states look for is balance, not equality. You can't get it. Haja men. Mazanga anaendesha Range Rover. Wewe unaendesha Datsun kutoka Japan. Sasa tutakuwa namna gani? Sio sisi pamoja wa Mungu. Tuambiane ukweli. That's why there are people who are told Matanga is double Miriam. I'm Shuj, double Karen. 3 times or 4, double. This man is beats me in weight, in height, but he's also Shuj. You know, we are different. That's why when you are looking for equal distribution, it is never there. Let's get it today. Even if you go to Angel Gabriel, ask Angel Gabriel, why did God create us this way? Atakwambia wewe, if God had equalized the world, then where would we be? If I was asked where to be born, Miriam, do you know where? I've written it today, this morning, you saw. Zimbabwe, Kenya, and Britain. If I were asked, if I had a mouth to ask my mother and father when they were trying to make a child, I would have told them, please, you migrate and deliver me in Kenya. Or go and take me in Britain so that I can have toothbrush instead of sand. Masanga's teeth is like a this because I used the sand. Hey, sand, charcoal, black charcoal. Haven't you used that, boss? Maybe you grew up in a very good place. Me, I use the charcoal. In the morning, charcoal, and it makes it better than Colgate. There was no smell. Sandy charcoal was the basis. The .com today use, if you don't buy Colgate in the house, you can find a wife is divorcing you because you have not bought Colgate. Times have changed. So there can't be equality. And I believe the senators are watching our show. You can try and go to the moon, but there will be no equality. Still, the population which is big, Jamen, what would you do? They remain big. And they can also punish you. If you are trying to punish them, they can punish you. There's something in Uganda that you cannot do. That is, you cannot punish Baganda. I'm now telling you this. They will use one language, the Kabaka. I swear, you will, even your vote, you will even cry tears. It's not our making. It's not our making. We in Uganda, we are lucky. We did it. We saw the British divided us so badly. They made our friends in the northern Uganda to go to army, to be lieutenant generals, field marshal, Idi Amin, Dada. You see, all of them came from there. Basilio Kero, Odaro Kero, my friends there. Konyi, who, everybody. Look at them. They grew up knowing the only profession they had was the army. And Obote did a great thing to balance it. Miriam, I was here with you about 2 months, 3 months ago. I said I will fight for my uniform, for my red color. Have you seen the chaos in Uganda? I told you I would knock out Bob Wine. It's gone. Just come back. You'll bring it on another subject. But the essence here is there's no equality. What is causing trouble now here in COVID-19, all these problems, someone does not want the president to succeed. We want to ask the president, please, hammer one way only traffic. Maliza hii COVID iishe. Kenya's model is very good. Maliza COVID. I tell you, Kenyans will even ask you to prolong the endelea. Yes, watamwambia. Ugandans have already told Museveni, enda, tutaki hata. Even if there is no election, enda. They are not concerned. People are concerned of survival. And you are telling us of people want Miriam, who wants to stay in the same place. You and I, we had so many journeys of journalism to make, to travel Zimbabwe, to travel South Africa, to travel Khartoum. We would not be sitting in here to make stories from there. Look at the way. If we get somebody who can celebrate us, salvation comes from the hymn. Back to you, Miriam.
Well, thank you so much, Karen Joseph. A very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Put on, switch on.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Good morning, Miriam. Thank you very much for having me on the show today. I'm from Malindi, and if you permit me, I will give you the weather here.
Go ahead.
Miriam?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. At Malindi, the temperatures today will range from 22 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius. And it's mostly sunny. Right now, the temperature is at 26 degrees Celsius, and it will be so till 11 a.m. And then at 12 p.m., it will be mostly sunny. The temperature is at 27 degrees Celsius till 6:25 p.m., where the sun will set. And by then, the temperatures will be at 24 degrees Celsius. At 7 p.m., it will be very clear, and the temperature will be at 25 degrees Celsius till 9 p.m., where it will get very cloudy. And apart from the weather, Miriam, we have something happening at the coast. The other time I informed you of the legislators, yes, from the coast. And the coast leaders right now are calling for unity. They are calling for unity. Last Thursday, there was a threat from some of the MPs from the coast. I told you about that, to ditch the ODM over the revenue sharing formula. And it has brought about some excitement among the champions of the regions. And we have someone we call a former Kaloleni MP, we call Nguga Mwinga. And he has urged leaders at the coast to stay on course and support this bid to have the region speak in one voice. And he has warned that the road of unity has a lot of hurdles, because of party afflictions and selfish interest from outsiders. And yesterday, Miriam, we talked of other people coming in from other places. Now this is it. People can control what happens at a certain area from very far, and that is what is happening here at the coast. We have a member of parliament from Ganze. We call him Teddy Mwambire, and he said unity of the region requires addressing issues and not personalities or parties. The Umoja Summit Party of Kenya Secretary General Naomi Sidi said she's glad that the coast leaders have started seeing the light. So we're talking of unity here. They are working on bringing people together, and that is what I have for you people today. Thank you very much, Miriam at the studio, Dr. Matanga, and Professor Jared. This is Karen Joseph from Malindi.
Thank you so much, Karen Joseph. We should be calling that cost report. Thank you so much. But now back to the topic of the day, Karen. I'm sure you've been listening and we've been looking at COVID-19 before we get to the topic of the day. And there has been some new information that has been coming out that governors, and we've talked about this before, they're misusing the COVID money that has been dispersed to the counties so that they're able to prepare and manage COVID-19 as the cases continue to rise, even in the counties. And I think all the counties in Kenya have already recorded some cases. So my question was, perhaps is it about time that the national government took charge of this COVID-19 kitty and they work with the counties? So what the counties should do, should tell the national government what they need. If they need beds, then the national government buys the physical beds and have it dispatched. Or if they need the mask or anything that they require in terms of fighting and containing COVID-19, then the government delivers, because this money is being given to the counties, but the counties are misusing it. And of course, the Ministry of Health and the cartels in that ministry have also been accused. So I don't know how we can strike this balance so that Kenyans don't get to suffer when these monies are lost. Should we bring back the responsibility to the national government so that we know where to point the finger when things are not going on well?
Yes, Miriam, we should, because we're looking at where we'll be pointing the fingers at. When you know the source of a problem, you can easily deal with it. So if we can have it, the national government taking charge, that would be better, because before we know it, the money made for COVID, to handle the COVID pandemic, will be used to buy mosquito nets and other things which are not relevant right now. Okay, they are relevant, but what are we facing right now? It's a pandemic, so that should come first. And I agree that obviously, the national government should take charge. If the counties need beds, they are masks. So in case if anything happens, we know the source. We know where to whom to go after. Thank you, Miriam.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. A lot of activities coming there after that cost report Karen has given us there. And leaders are saying they don't really care about any party affiliation. What they care is about the unity and if their needs are being met. Just brings us down to this, sharing, the revenue sharing formula, which really, if not really looked at very careful, might, divide this country in different fractions.
Unmute.
So, Britain is 1,600 years since democracy started. After wars, after killings, the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Turks, the Greeks, they all fought for that island. And today, when you started the history of Britain, which I did, that you must know something about Britain before you stay in Britain. For 36 years I've been in that country. There are still marginalized places called Kwangos. A Kwango, the Welsh Kwango, the Irish Kwango, the Scottish Kwango. Even in Manchester United, where you talk about, Walai, it was marginalized. Can I tell you why? Manchester United, where this so-called team of yours, I don't know who supports it, who doesn't support it, I'm Liverpool. Our Liverpool was marginalized, but our Liverpool was a growing city in British history. Most of the money, if you go to Britain and you tell someone you are coming from Surrey, guess what they will say? Hey, Mama, this is the truth. And Professor Nyali, just talk facts. These things are happening. It's like if you are in Nairobi and you have gone out for a date, and then the guy, your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend asks you, where do you live? I live in Runda. Hey, it is there. In Britain, once you arrive and you tell people you live in Surrey, you live in Oxfordshire, where that education is started from. You tell them you live in Canterbury. What? First, someone will say, let me go and have coffee. I'm coming to see you later. Because the rates in UK, the people in Surrey pay higher rates than the rest of Britain. Up to today. Isn't Britain the one that wants us to balance equality, balance equity? They have just started sending this money to the north. You know, some of the buildings in the north are just coming up. Good houses. They gave them the roads, they gave them the railway. But some of this development, medium, came later. And it is 1,600 years of democracy. So development, equality, distribution will never be equal. I will find one philosopher who will tell me there has been delivered equally. We only balance, we balance needs to make sure that Professor Onyali wears a Chinese suit. I also wear a British suit. Then all of us are in suits, but in a different format.
Yes.
Its designer is different. Because once a British sees Onyali, you will know he's a communist. We are never the same. Class struggle, Karl Marx told you, class struggle was not created by us. It was created by God himself. On earth, we can never be equal on earth. But before the eyes of God, we are equal. And that is when you are having your last judgment. The judgment is not done here, it's done up there. And it is done you only under him. Not us. No, we want to know whether we are equal or not. Up to today, even in Champlain, I hope the Champlain will tell me something this morning to soften my heart about why Jesus decided to look for a donkey after walking all the way from Haifa, Capernaum. Then before he reached their father's house, he created a class struggle, left some people on Maram. Onyali and Matanga were left on Maram. And the Tamaka was made. A red carpet was introduced. If you are reading classical politics of classes, Karl Marx will tell you that was the beginning of the red carpet. That when the president is coming, you don't allow the president to walk on the grass. The rest of us can walk on the grass. We created a class struggle. But the president will walk on a red carpet up to the podium. Jesus walked on leaves. Why do we get the leaves, the Palm Sunday? Why was it called Palm Sunday? I want people to tell me. I close my mouth now. It was a Palm Sunday. Who created it? Jesus turned the struggle in two different phases. He said, now, I want a donkey. And even in this donkey, Jesus said, don't bring one that has already is tired. Bring one that is a virgin. Bado wafanya kazi sana imechoka. What does that mean? We better go to church and start understanding these things. Me, I'm understanding these things at my age. I'm understanding them. What does that mean? A man even says, don't bring any of the donkeys that has worked in the garden. It is in the Bible. So, Chaplain, pray for the senators and the leader of opposition, Honorable Raila Odinga and Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and the people who are talking to the senators to understand this, that there is no equality in the world. There is balancing in the world, balancing our needs. Our needs. There is no equality. Jamen, there is no equality. And even if Miriam had 5 million, I had 5 million, and we are given go, without telling us what to do with it, say, now go all of you. Miriam might need to go and build a house. I will need to go and invest in a shop. I will need to buy a bicycle. Miriam could want to buy a motorbike, so that when he looks behind, he's left everybody. He's gone while I'm still riding. Even if it is 5 million in cash, and we are all given at a go and say, go now and do it. You will find the money. So there's no equality. There's no equality. You can't measure people through equality. You can't tell them the people of Kiambu should be equal in terms of what they should eat, what they should wear, how they should talk. No, it is impossible. The other group is busy looking for pastures. In Kiambu, cows are fed in a crowd. They get the grass, cut it. The other area, people are looking for boreholes, a pasture. The woman was confessing here that they go and look for pastures. That's why they could not have census. So what the government should do, and I want to propose it today, the government of Kenya should do what was done in Karamoja. Yeah. Onyani. If we don't do what was done in Karamoja, we shall have this problem government by government. Whether you give any government coming in 2022, they will cry the same. They will steal cattle. There will be cattle rustling. Across in Karamoja, people were changed. Life has changed there, Bwana. Even now, helicopters land on people's houses. Do you know Karamojongs have helicopters? Which I don't have. Life has changed. The government must think of changing radically these lives of the people of this place. I submit.
All right, and one of the comments, Doctor, here, Professor and Karen, of one of our viewers, Ina Hassan, saying that deliberate and structural marginalization is not sustainable. Some regions in the country were systematically marginalized since independence. Do not expect those regions to accept to lose the little they have gained from devolution. So what they're saying is, there are things that they did not enjoy, but devolution has brought them. There's some things that were only, a reserve of urban areas like Nairobi and other places. And now these places have really been enjoying, and they've been benefiting from these monies they've been getting for devolution. So now that they know the goodness of a bit of the development and good roads and all that, and now you want to, cut that fund, they're saying this is something that they might not expect. And Professor, this is something that you've been saying a couple of shows ago.
Miriam, how do we build a united country with that kind of mentality? That's a question we should ask yourself. That you got devolution. For the first instance, do they know how devolution came about? Do they think the devolution came from heaven and dropped? It has been a struggle.
And it was a deliberate struggle.
And create fairness for the people of this country. You don't punish innocent people who are not there. Some of the people you are trying to say they are developed, are they the one who punished you? It was the colonial mentality. Well, let me tell you, Miriam, hear this.
That we continue to perpetrate the subsequent leadership.
From independence, up to summer last year is when I got electricity in my home. And I received passing from Chincha going all the way. So what I want to say, whatever we do, let someone come forward and convince me and convince everybody else. What is the problem with one man? What is the problem with one vote? What is the problem with one shilling? And what is the problem with one country, a united country? You know, there's no argument. And let me tell you, I have been going through this revenue allocation and every other day. Even some of the governors have come to find out one of the criteria of getting money. They were getting money and they returned it to treasury. Then it means you don't need that money. After they have invested, then what remains, they return. So be it as it may, whoever has got good views, we said here, let us give common sense a chance. It is common, but it is not common to everybody else. Let them now present those ideas to that committee in the Senate and harmonize and argue that case. But what should be a rider? That we want one man, we want one vote, we want one shilling, we want one country, and we want a united country. In whatever we do as we distribute this money, how do we become together? From when we started from this, I foresaw, because I know how conflicts come. So, and under the PPI, Miriam, I don't know where these people were. They got an opportunity. What did they say about the devolution? Devolution was an item there.
It is there.
Did they go there and they say we want more resources? The views have been corrected. Why can't the report come out, go to Parliament and be tabled in Parliament, and increase the revenue, get some money from the national government and increase the counties? But they should remember that we have got a country to unite. There, this 316 billion, what is that? That we are quarreling. People need hospitals, people need schools, people need water, people need roads. Let us know what is being done by the national government and devolution. And let me tell you, these characters who are now making noise, these governors have been stealing money. Where have they been? I stole my question and post my question there.
Professor.
The money has been taken there. We have seen how every governor has stolen money. Look at the one for Samburu coming to Karen here and purchase apartments. Where are the people of Samburu?
Exactly. Samburu governor, all the governors from this, you know what the senators are missing a point, Miriam. Senators were supposed to oversight the counties. The constitution of Kenya is very clear. Oversight the counties. But you have left the counties to steal at random. They steal like wholesomely. I'm telling you, a governor of today, if he enters a town and you see the convoy that is entering with the governor, you think the President Uhuru Kenyatta has arrived.
True.
They have threatened everybody. One governor walks with 10 people, and these 2 cars are following. You even fear, you as a person who has gone to shower, who has gone to a place to have a meal. You run out. Because even the people who are coming with him are more expensive than yourself. Is that the equality you are looking for? The old governors who come from Northeastern, when they arrive in Nairobi, you go to the hotels where they go. You will see a group of people almost like 100 people. So if the 100, yes, waiting outside the hotel for the governor. I swear in the name of God. So what are they waiting for if you have developed? It means the services there, even if they pump in more money, these people will never use the money. Let's take the example. The example of Isiolo Airport. There is a flight every morning going to Isiolo. The plane had to sit and they canceled the plane because nobody uses it. It's just a few minutes to Isiolo. But the people prefer their double cabin. If you look at most of the people from Isiolo have bought double cabin, V8, those big things to carry, pickups. People prefer. The government took an abattoir in Isiolo. The abattoir has not worked for 7 years. And people prefer bringing the animals to Nairobi for slaughter. So you tell me, unless you change the model of evolution, unless you develop and evolve the services, people from those areas will still crowd in Kiambu. It will take even 30 years for those people to change. Tuambiane ukweli. Kiambu area now, the city Nairobi area, isn't it going up to Kajiado? Chekamayo, isn't it going up to Machakos? Are you looking at something else, Mr.? Why is it going there? Look at the number of people. Look at the people owning supermarkets today. Who are they in Machakos, deep down there? Who are they? Kagamega. Look at the supermarkets that are coming up. That is the type of Kenya we want. A Kenya where Somali person from the northeastern can own a market, a supermarket in Kagamega. Great news.
United Kenya.
Yeah, that's Kenya we want. The person in northeastern staying in Machakos, building a petrol station. Great news. In Kiambu, look at the petrol stations that are on this road. Great news, owned by people from northeastern. Great news. So if the development you are looking for is again, you want money to go there, then you are here building a petrol station, not there, but in Kiambu.
It's very interesting there, Doctor.
I don't know.
Dr. Masa, they are building those supermarkets and petrol stations because people are there.
Yeah, because if you build a petrol station in Isiolo, who will drink the fuel? The fuel will take 30 days, you will have about 20 customers. So what, you go, okay, move this side towards Malaba. I drive that route every time because of my trucks. I tell you, Miriam, there's no petrol station across there which is left anymore. And the new ones are like this, petrol, supermarket, and that is the Kenya we want. People from northeastern to be everywhere. Up to Malaba, meet there, because there is one thing that you have to understand. Somali community everywhere.
They're very industrious, I think. They're all over.
Yes, they're very industrious.
Very industrious, yes.
In South Africa, that's why South Africans hate them.
No, even in my village, Doctor, in my village, in my small trading center, all the supermarkets there are owned by Somalis. down in my village. So they're very industrious, they're very business minded, and they're very very good. Yeah. So yeah, one country.
And that is the Kenya we are looking for. That's the Kenya we are looking for. We are not looking for a Kenya of an MP coming on TV addressing us that if you don't want, we shall leave you your Kenya. Go where? You live and go where? This is your Kenya. Go and do business anywhere in this country. Go to Karamoja, to Turkana, build a hotel. But this thing, you can never be equal solution. Otherwise, there would be no competition.
All right, but Doctor, you said no equality and balance, and you've been able to explain that very well. So now, perhaps, what is the balance that those parts of the country that feel they were marginalized and they still needs to be lifted to a certain level so that they're able to, to be par with the rest of the country? So can we now perhaps look at
equalization fund?
And that is the point that is not being emphasized enough.
Nobody is emphasizing equalization fund. Nobody. They have just jumped to this and used this politically. Nobody is emphasizing equalization fund. If we sure wants more boreholes, the central government should give them equalization fund to build more boreholes. So that if Isiolo has the same number of boreholes for the camels, Isiolo does not need 10 brick stone houses. They need tents because they are moving with the cattle, and for pasture. The ladies, Masabit, do you need a cemented house, very strong house with glasses in Masabit? No, you need a house that is movable. You take 3 months to come back to the home originally where you are. That is the truth. So what do? We don't want to tell, we shouldn't talk the truth. People are living in Isiolo, invading Taveta with 4,000 camels. You saw the fight between Taveta farmers and, am I wrong? You are from the coast, Karen.
Correct, very correct.
Yes. So do the people of Isiolo need cameras, water boreholes, water, or they need a 5-star hotel? To equalize the life, you give them boreholes and the dips, cattle dips, for livestock dips, open up livestock markets. Open up a factory for milk. None of these governors has opened up a factory for milk to export milk to Saudi Arabia. 1 tin of camel milk in Saudi Arabia costs $90. A tin of this nature. You know, some people have never traveled and they talk from Nairobi streets like Hassan Ina. Don't tell me. I've been there. Saudi Arabia. Unaingia kwa duka unataka miliki ya ile ya ngamia. Gamia. It's about $60-70. Medium. If we made tinned milk from all those areas from the camels that Duale has. Duale has so many cameras, but he can't even build a factory for milk. He's busy building a factory down here, but not there. Why? Nobody will use it. The labor will not be there. Have you seen that people who are being killed in Mandela come from Nyeri and the Ruoland? Why? We should change that. We should now start educating our people in Northeastern that this is our area. Something should change. This question of lumping these guys that way has divided this country. Time has come for education, that teachers from here can also teach. But we still have a problem, Miriam, of teachers. You know, when you are told that you are being moved to Northeastern, you go to the toilet like 10 times.
Yeah, but because of the threat of Al-Shabaab. But a long time ago, there was never such issues. It's just
not even that.
with the
Even
coming of
before,
Al-Shabaab.
before Al-Shabaab, Miriam, people were going to the toilet several times.
Because it's what is it called? It's difficult. The life there is hard.
Then if you are told in Uganda that you are going to be a headmaster of Karamoja Primary School, now, if in Uganda now, if you are told that you are going to be the district commissioner, RDC of Karamoja, the flight, the helicopter, you know how you come to Kampala? You come to Kampala by helicopter. There is a government plane every day to Moroto airfield. And then if you're a commissioner there, you are going to sell gold. You only need 10 kilos and you come back home in Mbale when you are very... You see, now Karamoja has become the place where we go. Kenyans should stop this thing of reducing themselves. The leaders, Nanok, you find him wearing shoes here in Nairobi. Then he goes to the TV to tell people, look, this place has not been built. Where is the money? The governor of Turkana spends more time in Nairobi than he spends more time in his own constituency account. Yet there is good what you can do there. Lake Turkana is the place where people could come from Texas and go and hide, honeymoon, build very good hotels around Lake Turkana, very nice resort, and put their power, put their internet, put their everything, put a satellite on top. Millionaires worldwide will fly for honeymoon. 1 millionaire comes for honeymoon with the wife. They will give you $2 million after about 14 days. Is that not good income? How much money are these governors collecting? That's another question, Miriam, of another day. Have they collected enough money to match up with what the government give them? Or you want just to give them? I'm not against anybody getting the money. You can get it. It's your money. They belong to Kenya. These people belong to Kenya. And don't feel yourself you don't belong to Kenya. Akiam, you know, for us up there, in our country, I told you a story of me kneeling when Kabaka came to see us. I thought that you bore completely and go on the floor. I fell asleep for almost 3 hours. But we fought for the freedom to equalize Uganda. In Uganda, it is a crime to talk about a tribe. It's a crime. It is in the penal code, like this. If the police hears you calling Miriam a Luo, Mama, you are finished. You will not go home, even if when you have your meat, you are going to cook that day. You will not go with it. You will cook it in the prison. And the magistrate will fine you or sentence you to 3 months or both for calling Matanga a Mugishu, for calling Professor Onyari a Kisi, for calling Miriam a Luo, and for calling my sister down there, Karen, a British or something. They will always come for you. There's a law. Kenya needs to criminalize it. Kenya needs to make other tribes feel that they are in Kenya. Asking for money which you are going to spend on helicopter, buying helicopter. Some of the governors up there have bought helicopter quietly. So that is it, Miriam. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, Ina Hassan, they have been known as hardship areas, and because of the long historical marginalization that has been happening in those areas, and now with the coming of devolution, a bit of development has been seen to be happening, and so that is a debate. But at the end of the day, I think we just want to see a united Kenya. I think that should be the bottom line, even as they debate and disagree to agree and all of that. At the end of the day, we still need a united Kenyan, and every Kenyan should be made to feel part of Kenya. So whatever it takes to do that, then we should do that. So thank you so much, Doctor. Do you look at the health and safety regulations in Kenya after the event of the Beirut explosions? At least a comment each, and then we can go to the next show.
No, I think with the health and the regulation, let me just make it a comment, take away.
Very well.
So that because the professor has something to do.
Very well.
Let me make a comment, a takeaway. In the last 20 years, our cities have sprung, buildings have sprung in our cities. Buildings have sprung everywhere in the local communities. But are these buildings supervised? We have had so many buildings collapsing, killing so many people. We have passages, exits in huge buildings where people have built permanent structures. Are these buildings supervised? The health and the safety regulations of all counties, of municipalities, of cities in Africa, are they working or not working? It seems most of them might not be working. If you go to fire extinguishers, they might not be working. Some liquid was put there 10 years ago, but the fire extinguisher stays on the wall. What occurred in Beirut, Lebanon, gives us a very serious review mechanism of our buildings, our safety. What is safe? What can you call safe? If a fire breaks out in a building and a kiosk has been built in the passway, and everybody passes to buy sweets and airtime in the kiosk, in the passway, what is happening in our towns? Petrol stations are springing everywhere within the city, CBD, and other locations. Are these not a danger to us? Are these not a danger? Industrial areas are being hit with all sorts of fertilizers, all sorts of ammonia, all sorts of nitrate, all sorts of chemicals. Some of these chemicals, especially in Mombasa, in the coast, in Malindi, in Lamu, in Kilifi, some of these that come in are hazardous. Our health and the regulation, our health and safety officers working, are they working in these institutions? Are we safe? Our buildings safe? How many counties have counted fire extinguishers? How many buildings, apartments are being built without fire extinguishers? Where do you stay? Where you are, Miriam, is there a fire extinguisher? Where you are, Professor, where you are, Daniel, where you are, Karen, is there a fire extinguisher? If it is not there, tell your person to buy it today. It is health-wise, we need a fire extinguisher. Any fire is bad fire, however small it is. Is it the season for fires? In Europe, yes. In Middle East, yes. Yesterday, another market in South United Arab Emirates was erased. Another building in France was on fire. So have health and safety regulations. Before you enter any building, look at the exit. If they have not packed chairs, mattresses, if you see those packed and you get out of the lift and you see the exit packed with mattresses, get in the lift and go out. Call the person you want to see to come downstairs. Because anything can happen anytime. That's all I can say on health and safety regulations. We shall discuss more at a certain other time. Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you so much, and thank you to our viewers, and hopefully we can meet with you in our next show, which will start in the next few minutes. Professor Karen, thank you so much. Let's meet as we will be looking at the integration of East African states at stake. That is a conversation you don't want to miss, so see you then.
And Daniel has arrived.
Yes.
You have forgotten.
Daniel, we shall see all of them in the next show.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.